Welcome back to Factorio Quick4k Megabase, or whatever this is exactly. So last time we set up all of our, or we set up a depot for red and blue circuits for our yellow science. This time we're going to set up all of the TSM controls to make these train stops happen. But before we do, what I'm going to do is, these guys are called Green Circuit Supply 1, which is also the same name we're using down here, Green Circuit Supply 1. I don't want to use the same name because I'm going to use some of TSM's priority mechanics. So what we'll do is we'll change this to Supply 2. What has that done to this thing? Nothing. So what we're going to need to do is, let's add a station, Green Circuit Supply 2. Where is that? Green Circuit Supply 2. And, oh, it's off. Interesting. Green Circuit Supply 2, add weight condition, circuit condition. And I want you to go there, and I want that one to be vanquished. And then what we're going to do is we are going to apply this name change to all of those stations, and we are going to add in Green Circuit 2, weight condition, circuit condition. Wait a sec, that's not the correct one. It's trying to move to this. That's what the problem is. Okay. Where's Green Circuit? I need to be faster then. They're all probably moving over there, which is not what I really want. Go there and get rid of that one. You go manual for the moment. Add station, Green Circuit Supply. Why don't I just copy these? I don't know. I don't honestly know. That would have been a lot easier. Add weight condition, circuit condition, nothing. Go there, automatic, good. The rest of, let's just check. Yeah, I think I can go like that. 1x, so you've started in 2. If you've started in 2, I think it's, that one didn't start in 2. I think you should probably go to Supply 1. The others are probably okay. You coming back? Yeah. Okay, that's that. How does that make sense? Well, over here we have a bunch of stations that I should probably rename, and I really should change how it does that, because I can see the issue there. Here we go. So we got up to the resources in is in 4. So if we come back up here, the resources in is in 4, as you can see there. So this one should be in 5. This one here should be in 6. This one here should be in 7. This one here should be in 8. In 8. And just a moment. And to continue, where'd we get up to? In 7 and 8, in 9, 9 and 10. And in 11. And that's the main one I wanted to fix, but I may as well fix the load ones as well. Let's have a quick look what they were called. Over here, load 1, 2, 3, so we're up to load 4. Load 4. And load 5. Load 6. Load 7. Load 8. I know what I'm going to do in the fairly near future is change the X into a numeric progression. Is it 9? Yes, there you go. So those are decent names now. So, where are we? We are up here. Okay, we need to get over there. Actually, we don't. We can edit all of this via... you can actually edit all these things directly from here. That was quite a pause before that displayed. That's interesting. You can edit it from there, but I want to be absolutely sure of what I'm doing, so I want to check the wiring because there's more than one requester at these stations, and we want to be sure we get this right. So let's actually run along here, and I should really use some of this concrete up, shouldn't I? It's about a 4. Size 4, that didn't last long, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so what we have here is a basic sort of request for 3 resources and a request a lamp for each. That's one way to do multi-resources. I showed you another one in the last episode, but we want to use this one because we want to prioritize where our resources are coming from. So if we get a P, that's going to be the copper cable. If copper cable is less than P, because you'll get a copper cable symbol when a train for copper cable is in here. What we want to do is we want to draw with priority from supply 2. We probably don't want them from supply 1 at all, we just want them from supply 2. So I don't think I have a copper cable with that priority set up yet. We can check very quickly. We have one priority which is just wait till empty, but we're drawing from the other supply. And we have another one that also just draws from there, which looks remarkably similar. No, that's a count of 64,000. So the double icon version is only emptying half, and this one empties the whole thing. And that can be an issue, but the reason I did it is so you don't overwhelm these, because this can carry basically 2 train loads in, but all 3 resources would be 3 train loads in. However, I'm not sure that that actually works as well as I want it to, so what I'm going to do is create a new supply source priority. This will be that one, but we'll use the 2, and this will come from the copper cable supply source 2, and then to access the weight conditions we can come in here. Now I don't think I want the inactivity, I'm just going to go for empty. This directly updates the record, which is why you can't do it before you've created the record, if you're wondering. But that's done now. So we have a copper cable option. So if we get out of map mode, so we can edit these, copper cable 2. And I expect it will come immediately. And then we can copy this to all of these here. And the first 4 of them should happen immediately. And the remaining ones will have to wait for a cycle. I need to do some manual intervention here. We don't need that. We do need that. You don't need this copper cable though. You do, and that's it. Okay, so where's the next one? We didn't signal these properly. You always need to test your setups to make sure you've done everything correctly, and in this case we clearly have not. What we'll do is I'll add those, and I will add these everywhere that it makes sense. Probably get run over very shortly if we're not careful. Yeah. Now you'll see what I mean very shortly. So this is filling up. It's going to take all of that. So that's 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the next train will go 1, 2, 3, 4, leaving less than a full train. But I think it will be okay. Okay, the next resource, green circuits. What do we have at the moment? We actually have 3 options here. Well, we want to get it from supply 2. I'm not quite sure why I have so many options, but for my purposes, right at the moment, all I need is a green circuit 3, which is going to be green circuit supply 2. And we want it until empty. Green circuit supply 2. We want it until empty. Let's get rid of the inactivity, and that should do. So green circuit 3, if this is for green circuits, it is green circuit 3, and that will come immediately. And we'll do the same down here, 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 and so on. Good. Okay, why has that not called these guys? I wonder if it needs that. There we go. Because of how we changed the names, it might need a bit of a refresh to get into the table. But that should do it. And you probably need a signal up the top there for a slightly more efficient exiting. Let's do that as well. Well, actually, what we'll do is we'll see if we can do it via map view. Signal. Hopefully there is a bot somewhere around here that will come and deliver that, because we do have some residuals here maybe. That doesn't. No, it doesn't actually look like we do. We're going to have to get... it's been delivered. Okay. See, these unload at twice the speed because they're going to both sides, so it doesn't fill up the whole thing. it only fills up 2 rows, which is why it easily can accommodate the 3 trains. This one, on the other hand, is going to get very full. Anyway, plastic. Now, plastic, so I should have built another plastic supply. I don't think this one plastic supply we've got here is actually enough. But for the moment, I'm going to send the train all the way around from the one plastic we've got. We can always change it later. And let's just see what we've got in the way of plastic. The easiest way to do that, of course, is to use the sort facility again. Where's plastic? It's here, isn't it? Plastic there. What's that one? That's a count, and that's empty the train. Oh, it's got inactivity. That actually... Plastic, do I need to have it with I don't think I want it to have inactivity, you know. See if that causes me any issues. I doubt it, so we will run with that. Let's just have plastic to call on the same source. Knowing that we need to set up some more oil, but we'll deal with that in due course. Are those plastic trains moving? Yes. Yes, they are. And they're headed to, yes, over here when we are doing our red. So I can just run down. You don't have it yet. Now you do. Here we go. Okay, so now the next one we need is the red circuit train. So basically, the idea is to call an empty red circuit train when you can fill a train. So what we are going to do is... this is where the TSM icons is going to come in. I didn't have icons installed when I started this, so I have just used an empty train symbol for when we're calling an empty train, but we're not mixing the product. So what we actually want to do is use the new TSM icon symbol for an empty train that we're going to use for advanced circuits. And I may as well, I could use that symbol twice, I suppose. Or I could call it 1. I think I might call it 1 because I have an existing empty train for red circuits. And this one is coming from over here. This is where we want to supply it from. Empty red circuit 2. Empty red circuit 2. So we'll save that. We'll go to our red circuit icons, and we want to want to wait until we're full. We don't want to wait for inactivity. On a train base, you want to make sure you're always completely filling if that's what you need to do. So that's what we want. So it's red circuits empty 1. And that's what goes in here. Empty red circuit train 1. And we'll apply this to all of our conditions as well. And that's basically it. Okay, red circuit train is done. Let's head over to the blue circuits. I know they've got another name, but for me they'll always be blue circuits. Right, it's a very similar deal really. We only have one source of the sulfuric at the moment, so we will use that. Sulfuric, where are you? Liquids, there we go. Sulfuric. It's the only one we've got. That has an inactivity on it. I think that's fine in this case. So for sulfuric, it's just sulfuric. And it's on its way. Next, we have this is a dual order. Again, because we want to use priorities, because we want to get the geographically close sources, not the distant sources that have to then go all the way around. I mean, you can get it from both sources if you want, but we just want it from the geographically close sources. Let's get out of map mode. Green circuit, which is green circuit. What is it? Green circuit what? Green circuit 3. I almost put a 2 in there. That would have been fatal. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. Green circuit 3. So green circuit 3, we'll copy that to these. You get a very hungry base at the beginning when you set these things up, but it will get on top of it. Now we probably need to create a new full red circuit priority. Let's just see what we've got at the moment. We have full red circuits 1, which just comes from supply, and we have another one that comes from supply and only empties half. So we need red circuit 2, which will come from red circuit supply 2, not empty, that one there. And I think the way that's set up is, actually I'll get rid of the inactivity, just empty, that's what we want. So you need to be red circuit 2. To confirm, it's red circuit 2, right. Whoops. And we'll copy that to here, here. And now the last one to complete our TSM setup is we want to order empty blue circuit trains over here. And again, I'm going to use our TSM icons to get an empty train. And I know I don't have any set up, so we'll make this one that's using the TSM icons package. So that's what we want, and this will come from empty blue circuits, advanced circuits, so it's the beginning of the alphabet. And let's just go back to that, because this time it's until train is full. We don't want inactivity, and that's it. So blue circuit train 1. And we copy this several times as well. 3 times. That's it. We're done. We have a bunch of new orders in here, so the factory should probably start kicking over into a bit of action shortly. Let's see how it's hitting power. We easily have enough. That's good. Let's see what production is doing over the last minute. Yes, the copper cable has ramped up to 150,000. That's fairly good numbers. The other things are, well, there was stuff in supply, I guess, so they're only just picking up a little bit. Nothing too exciting to write home about there just yet. 388, oh, you order at 100, okay. So, next on the agenda is have a look at this guy. Yes, it's these things, the flying robot frames, which needs engines that then become electric engines that then become flying robot frames. So that's effectively 3 facilities to do that via trains, or is it? Because engines needs 2 of these products plus where are we? Crafting engines. So iron gear wheels and pipes need to be manufactured. Let me have a sip of my coffee. I don't have a design of this already. In fact, what I want to do is I want to get a lift back, get the rest of my usual stuff, and then we can look at some sort of design. So I think this is manual, is it not? Yes, it is. Let's call our trusty train for building to manual. This is the one reason why I justify to myself just leaving these things around for a while. You probably don't really need to, but so I'll wait until I jump on. But you know, it's helpful in these sorts of circumstances. Yeah. What have we got going on? Got a bit of action here. I hope... Oh yeah, there's one that's just filled up. 155, it can take another. What's this at? 58. It cannot. And here we have an issue with iron plate that doesn't want to unload for some reason. Maybe you went somewhere that I don't really want you to, and you've now gotten a little bit stuck. As in probably my module farm, that's possible. And my graphic glitches. I don't know why I'm getting this. I'm only getting it in Factorio as well, so that's something of an issue. You guys are chockers and everybody else has none. It doesn't make a lot of sense, guys. Now I could have been smart, I suppose, and just dumped the whole lot, but never mind. Done it this way now. Yep. Let's use our even distribution to see if we can fix this up a bit. That's it. Is it? Yeah. It's probably ordered another iron train, which is the last thing I want it to do, because it will probably take me out, which I don't really want. Okay, this is going to be slightly tricky. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to have happen. How much of this do we have? I think what I want to do is, yeah, there you go, it's unloading some more. Maybe just leave it alone. Oh, it's full of iron as well. Yeah, maybe just leave it alone for now. We obviously need to have an appointment with that module factory soon. Because that problem just replicates it. That's why I'm getting rid of the inactivity. I don't just want it to run around with a tank full of iron where it needs to be green circuits. That's kind of the issue that I have. So there's a deliberate delay there. And just a second. The joys of kids at home. No, it's good to have them. So that is why we're pausing, and we're back, and we were going to jump on here, I think, get the rest of our stuff, and then see what we can do about. Okay, so I wanted to go into this planner actually, because this is the first thing we need. We need 8.5 machines in total to build the engines, and we only need 12 to build the electric engines. Oh no, that's just we should just pull in and wait. I think. Yes. And what we'll do is, before we get topped up with everything, we'll grab that. That's all of our stuff. In fact, we have too much stuff. I think what I want to do is I want to control the amount of these that already exists, but I can't see it in this background. Ah, there it is. 40. 40 is too many. Let's reduce that to 20. Not 10. 20. Not 10. 20. Tick. So that should tell it, I thought, that I want a maximum of 20. Doesn't seem to want to work that way. Set request, 20. Maximum amount will automatically move into trash slots. Tick. Why aren't you automatically moving into trash slots? Devs, I don't think your new toy works the way it's supposed to. Oh, it does. I need it on. Devs, ignore that last comment. Okay, that's all my stuff. Yeah, so it looks like we should be able to come up with a design, perhaps. We could even perhaps do this all in one. Maybe. Maybe there's a way to do it all in one. I'm a little bit concerned about the dropping off of these two resources. This one is fine. The steel and those. No, I don't think I can. I don't think I can do. I think I need at least 2 steps. See, it could need to be 3 steps, but it doesn't really look like it justifies 3 steps to make these resources, because we only need 485 engines per minute. 8.5 machines. That's kind of nothing. We're going to way overshoot that, I suspect. So the next question is, where are we going to put this? I have this idea that basically I am going to do a concentric loop outside the existing base, and everything, I mean, really I should have all the resource gathering from that concentric loop and move everything inwards. But this has just been a very organic sort of playthrough, and I don't really know how far away some of these things should be to achieve that. So we're going to have to avoid this. So I really probably want to go up over. And there's some really good resources here. Even that's a good resource, and that's a good resource. So do I go up and over and sort of through here? Whoops, there's another good resource. There's good resources everywhere. Okay, let's go back to manual. No, we don't have enough room for that. What's in this book? Things. I might create another book. My blueprints. It's not a well-organized set of blueprints, by the way. Is blueprint book on this? Blueprint. Oh, there we go. It's on this. Boom. I don't actually know if I want all these things. In fact, let's get rid of some. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Now I can't get rid of it. Fine. What's that? Delete. 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 These were just conveniences for specific builds at the time. Let's just get rid of them if we don't need them. Delete. We don't need that extra book then. I'll keep that one. Delete. Well, we have a bit more space now. Let's get rid of that as well. That looks very similar to the other one we just got rid of. I don't need those anymore. I think that's a measure. How many of these did I build? Am I going to need that? Probably not. Yeah. We're just filling up our blueprint collection for the sake of it with things that I don't really know what they are, and I can always grab another one when I need it, so I don't really see a point in keeping all of these things. We've got some space now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump this up to 2,000. Should immediately get these guys busy. I wonder what my rail collection is. I've set it to 2,000. I might boost that to 4. Should be okay. I've got my 2,000 already. Now, we want to go to manual. That's right, manual. Add station manual. Weight condition. Passenger present. And time for another quick sip of coffee. So my biggest challenge really is these two can feed iron into machines that make these and feed them into the electric engine. The steel can come in on the other side to feed them. Now, there's no way I can then have these feed electric engine units. Not if we're going to get 10 beacons around them. But we might be able to survive with less than 10 beacons. We might have to check this out. We're almost here. Jump out. Okay. I wonder what our production's doing now. 1 minute, not 5 seconds. Well, these have come down from a peak of close to 200k. I wonder what green circuits have been doing. They have peaked at about 82,000. That's getting up to decent. Whoa. Oh no, that's over 10 minutes. 37's not so impressive. Yeah. Nothing to get too excited about yet. Anyway, so I should probably drive a train over here to do this, but this is one of the few anti-clockwise direction trains, and you can see even this one has to come down. What I want to do is skirt past the coal, so we probably want to do it basically where we are. And that would mean we need one of these, and so that just means don't block the track if you can't cleanly go past this point. That's what that means. That's why we put it everywhere. I don't know why I'm getting... Is this a problem with... I haven't seen this problem with any other game, or sorry, any other screen, which... Any other game, what's that mean? There's only one game, really. But yeah, the artifacting issue. So this will give me tons of additional real estate for creating additional moduled facilities, if you like. Now, where are we headed? We're headed straight into the heart of these good guys. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably sort of do something like that and join in here maybe for now. Which means what? We keep going a bit further, which in the scheme of this is quite a lot further. Now we'll head down. Okay, to about here. Leaving our options to exploit these two for later. And then we have to get all the way over to this one so we can see it on... Whoops. Nope, that won't do. I am tempted to turn on show where is it? Player robots. It's not like we're short on UPS. We're actually at 5 at the moment, which TSM is getting up to 0.1 quite often, which is like a ninth of what the trains are running at. The outpost builder can use quite a bit at times too, but it's behaving itself so far. X. Right, we're getting there. I guess we'll cut down about here. Alright. Now, so again, what you want is basically don't move out to block the other side unless you can move through clearly, so that's what that signaling means. And we can run on up. Make sure that we fill in the whole thing. There's a single section of track at this moment, but then we also haven't really defined a reason for any trains to want to go down here. It's basically for me to give trains more of a modular reason to travel through it. I would like to see about the first one of these stations. Do I need to give these guys a hand? No, here they are. Okay. Their battery's still full. It should be fairly easy to get all these segments placed as we go along. They can all recharge when we go along the bits that are already built. Getting there. I think this is the original coal. How the construction organizer works out what it wants to do next is beyond me. It sometimes seems like it wants to choose the furthest think it can reach away from you and do that first, which, given this is how you do a lot of building, you move to where the next bit needs to be done. It would be best just to do the stuff that you can do the fastest and the shortest path, I would have thought, but that's just me. Alright, that is our new loop around here. What we need now is basically, I mean, we could break off into some sort of stacker arrangement. We're going to need, I mean, the basic idea of what we need is there anything that looks similar to what I think I need? No. I mean, the bottom bit of this, yes, but the top bit, no. If I was to make a new blueprint, now we've gotten rid of a whole lot of the old ones, and we just were to pick up this much, say, oh, let's go all the way up to where the station is. This is not going to work for me, is it? Because the one, oh, it is actually. I was going to say that the one thing that I've got that my one annoyance with the wide chests or merging chests mod is that you can't rotate properly, but he's obviously fixed that because you can now. So if we had something like this, this might be too, in fact it's definitely too close to there, but that doesn't really matter. So what I'm thinking is, if we had, that's one, so we need to leave one space. Something like this looks like it's going to work. Alright, let's see what this actually looks like. If this one here is not this recipe at all, but is engines, and this one is those guys, and this one is pipes, then what can we do with beacons? I don't have any beacons, that's a problem. I don't know how many beacons I actually am going to require. And I think I'm going to have an issue unless this is actually merged. Unless I set up electronics to control the thing. Oh, that's too far, isn't it? I'm guessing. Yeah. So it needs to be double width. So this is when my you have to do it all as one or it doesn't work. This is where my slightly cheaty boxes actually become a little bit more cheaty. Because if I'm unloading iron into here, with stack inserters that I don't have any of, so they've already all been used. So I can still just use one. I'll probably use 3 to get the train in and out fast, but that's the sort of thing we're doing. And then that. Then we need a way of having steel unload so it goes into the engines. And then I don't know why I've lost all my music suddenly. If we run around, okay, it's just playing one of those quiet songs. So I'm just wondering if there's some way I can have this make engines and then pass the result over here. I really don't think that there is, unless I use bots in the build, which I can do, because the volume is low with these things. It really is. So if we got rid of these, your engines, right? We unload steel with a white inserter that we don't have any of. Your steel. That's everything we need to make electric engines. Then this one is a passive provider. And this is electric engines. Because we're talking about such a low volume of these damn things. 680 a minute, that's all we need. We're 16 long. We only need 12 machines if we had 10 beacons. What about if we had 8 beacons? Which seems more like what we're going to get. Still only need 14. So we can do it with as little as 8 beacons. Let's make you 8 beacons as well. Oops, not 9, 8. As long as we can get 8 beacons. I don't know if we can get 8 beacons on it though. 1, 2. We might be way short of 8 beacons. Anyway, on this side, we need an output. We need a request to chest input. Actually, the output doesn't have to be there. The output could be on this side. Does this work if that's there? It can work. It can work if we do something like this. Where's pipe? There it is. And we jump over the track. That would be going up here. Actually, that track is an unfortunate position. Yeah, it looks like the track's going to have to move a bit further away. Can't get it there. There's no good, so it's got to go there. Which means we're going to need one of these. So that could be green circuits. Or that could actually be the output. This could be green circuits coming in. That's steel. Green circuits. That's everything. Now can we just get these machines to run fast enough so that I can do this? Oh no, it's not everything. It's not this. So where is it? Requester. Unless that's a requester as well. Be safer for it not to be. We're requesting engines. And we do that with our engines. And then of course we would need some of these things. Which could potentially go up here, or they could go over here. We need to worry about the lube there, so it would be better on this side probably. Slightly cheaty build, but I think that's the general idea of what we're after. And if that's the case, then let's go copy. Aha, so it looks like okay, we can only get to 4. We're going to get 4 beacons around around the engines. That could be a problem. Oh. Four. We now need 19 machines. Okay, that doesn't work. Can we make this 3? Plus. $16.3. Okay. 2. 2. 14.5. So that would satisfy this one. Now, 14.7, yeah. How do we manage this one? Because the other thing that we could do is... no, we need it where it is. I don't have to do everything all in one like this, but I think actually we've got a reasonable chance of that's 7 beacons. Can we get 2 in there? No. Cannot fit 2 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We probably could if we play a little game. Do we need a little game? So every 2 we put that one on that side, so we can only fit 1 here. Could possibly do that on this side as well. So you have a chest there. This one is going to get moved because yep, I think this is the general outline of what we're going to do. So I guess what I'm going to do is move it over to the left a bit. But I'm conscious of time, so I guess we're going to break there and we'll come back to this next time. Thanks for joining me. Look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye bye for now.